Speaking of outing supporters, right? Because I've been known to do this. This ain't here's another story that I'm going to tell you. Not only is she a supporter of Darlie Routier, she's also a personal friend to Darlie Key. And when I left support, this one right here was set to task to start messaging me and befriending me and and trying to get something on me. And I caught on to it right away when she was trying to get me to say racist stuff. She would say racist stuff and try to get me to respond in that same way, but no, I didn't. And she was just trying to get me to say stuff. And she would pick at me and pick at me a little bit. And I told her to stop picking at me. I said, "You don't need to be in my messages. I know who you are. You're sliding over here for Mama Darlie, try to get me to say something, blah, 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 blah." And she just kept on and kept on and kept on. So I did my own background check on her. Some of it internet, some of it phone calls. And I found that Lisa Lamb Fanska is also a convicted child killer. Morgantown, West Virginia, Deckers Creek. Matter of fact, let me show you. See if it's still there. Now this is it's a pay site, and I'm not willing to pay it, but I can show you where it's at if you want to see it yourself. Let's see if I can do this. All right. Pair accused of throwing baby in an icy creek. There's a couple other places you can find it too. Lisa Lamb Fanska and Dean Fanska. And the baby's name was Nicholas. So she kept poking at me and poking at me and poking at me. And I fucking warned her. I said, I will expose you. I've told this. Look, there's other ones after this that I've exposed. Elias Egg, the cop that was a child molester. And that's because when I try to give my stance about the Darla Routier case, they come in, oh, yeah, you moron, fuck you, blah, blah. That's what they would do. And they thought that shit was going to slide with me. It might slide with somebody else. It don't slide with me. But the thing of this is I outed her for that. And I showed everybody the entire story of the baby in Deckers Creek. And she was drunk under a bridge, living homeless under a bridge in Deckers Creek, drunk. And her husband went off to get some more beer and left her under the bridge with their year-old baby. And she passed out drunk. And that baby rolled off into the river and died. She served a year. A year. But has the nerve to come and tell me about myself. See, none of them knew this until I exposed it. And when I exposed it, what do you think the sort of supporters did? What do you think they did when I exposed it? I said, "Look, you got a child killer in there. You got one in there right now that's protecting her." Blah blah blah. What do you think they did? They said, "Oh, that's okay. She served her time." But she lied to all of them. It makes me wonder why they protect Denny Key. Why did they protect Denny Key when Darlie alone said that he did what he did to her on the stand? And that motherfucker still comes to family outings. You know, Janelle goes after anybody that goes after her sister, right? But she don't never say anything to her dad, who hurt her. Now you can say that's rude and that's me harassing the family, but that's a fucking fact. She flat told me that her dad did not molest Darlie when Darlie said so on the stand. That's a huge issue for the support camp. It's a huge issue because you can't have one or the other. You can't be hanging around with the person that molested Darlie, and you can't be saying that he didn't because she said he did. Otherwise, you have a track record of protecting people that harm children. That's the honest to God fact. Fact. So check out Lisa Lamfanska's story and know this, that I got it from Darla Key's page where her friends list is not listed anymore. But she needs to tell people if she wants to save that. Richard Wright is a guy that used to date her. I've seen the name Dina Smith. Kathy Ramsey. Sherry Moses, her sister, Luann Black. Uh, it's in this. I wanted to check and see if she was still on her friends list to this day, and she is. You can befriend one convicted child killer while you're defending another one, right? Is it any of my business? Yes. As much as these people say about me behind my back and the things that they think that I've done and blah, 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 blah. Yes, it's my business. Why do you protect someone that got drunk and let a baby roll down into a river and die? She served her time. This is one of the reasons why that the supporters don't like me. Because of shit like this. Another thing I did years ago, because Kathy Ramsey's saying that I got Dana fired. She can't never get her facts straight, can she? Can she? The person that I got fired was Darlie Key. Not Dana. Darlie Key. If you want to get stories right, just come to me. I'll tell you the truth. Darlie Key used to sell Avon online. She used to be an Avon lady. And she would say, buy Avon and support Darlie Lynn Routier. And I told her, I said, you shouldn't be doing that. I said, their company don't want their name on that. Fuck you, Bryan. Mind my own business. So I contacted Avon. I said, look, she's presenting your product and trying to gain support for a convicted child killer. They released her for that. And I warned her first. Now, they're like, why are you messing with her? Why are you messing with her? Because most of the rumors that you guys hear about me come from her. That's why. She apparently told her daughter, Danelle, that she had a restraining order on me. Because Danelle said, well, how's that restraining order that my mom got? She never got one. She tried to. She went down to the Kaufman police and said that I was harassing her, and they called me with her sitting there. Right? Trying to tell me you can't call, you can't. I told him I don't give a fuck what you think. I can call who I want, I can message who I want, and he needs to get back to work because he's out of his fucking jurisdiction. That's what I told him. Then they had another one call me, and he got the story messed up. He thought I was a Darlie supporter. And this was recorded. Everybody did see it. He thought I was a Darlie supporter. He goes, what is this whole thing about with you? I said, well, you know, we argue the Darlie Routier case. You know, she's on one side and I'm on the other. And he goes, Darlie Routier? What in the blue? That's exactly what he said. He thought that I was supporting Darlie. I said, no, 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 no. I don't support Darlie. Then I became sir and everything else. But her problem is, she would pick at me and send me shitty stuff, and when I responded, she'd go run to the Kaufman police. Go, hey. No, they laughed at her. They laughed at her when she left. That was on phone too. That was on recording too. Ain't no cop from Texas gonna fucking call me up and say, "Well, she don't want you calling her or texting her or whatever it is you're doing." I said, "If you can't even define whatever I'm doing, you can't tell me to stop it." I said, "You're out of your fucking jurisdiction, fat ass. Don't fucking call my phone again." Click. That's what I said to him. They think that if you're out here with a difference of opinion, that they could take your right to free speech from you by harassing you. They've said so much shit about me that it's ridiculous. It is. It's terribly ridiculous. So I hold no bars when I start hearing insults and lies about me with these people. Look, here's the bottom line. I want the Darlie supporters to understand this. The only thing that I did was leave support. You didn't like it. So you had to keep running your mouth at me. You had to publicly accuse me of being the donor of 85J. You kept saying shit over and over. And I'm going to tell you, the day my son story broke, she was the first to let me know, oh, Bryan, just call me if you need anything. I'm so sorry. I'm not going to judge you. That was her fucking way of going, ha, ha, ha. Because when I took her up on that offer, she didn't have shit to say to me. Ha, ha, ha. She'll tell people, he don't know us. He don't know. I've talked, you know how many times I've talked to her on the phone and through messages? I have never met her, no. Oh, we don't even know him. Darlie Key was the one that said, yeah, that sock was 96 yards down the alley. Then we called her on it, called her out. She said, no, it wasn't. It was 96. 96. That 1 centimeter from the neck could be a misquote, but she said it twice. 1 centimeter from the carotid artery. She said it twice. And she goes, that's about as thin as a cigarette paper. How many cigarettes have you rolled in your life, Darlie Key? Right? And look, I'm not picking on her. I'm just telling you things that she said and done. You're on the internet. You're defending your daughter. You have to be able to take it back. I'm not sitting there calling her names. I'm not going to do that. I feel for her. At the same time, I feel for her for being in such a position that she's in because her fucking daughter did what she did. I'm not in that position. The reason I'm not in that position with my son is because I'm not out here lying about it. And I would never, ever. I was talking to somebody the other day about the Braden thing. And people see me as a tough kind of alpha guy, and I can back my shit up. Really, I mean, I'm not tooting my own horn, but I can back my shit up physically if I had to. The only time that my wife has ever seen me lose control and cry is when they called us from the hospital to let us know that Braden Ferguson died. I slammed my fist down on that desk and I said, that motherfucker. And I lost it. My wife had to comfort me. She didn't see me cry before that or after that. So you got these damn supporters that are out there making this fake ass shit up about me. Why? Oh, why? Because I know the case. And you know what? I'm willing to take the bullshit for justice for Devin and Damon. I really am. I'm willing to take it. Been quite seasoned in showing who the facts are. I'm very good at it. There's so much behind the scenes that you guys don't know. I'm going to tell you one thing. You can take it or leave it. Believe me, do whatever you want. You didn't believe me when I kept telling you Rich wasn't a PI. Ah, fuck him. He's an idiot. Everything that I've said has been true. You guys know you can back my. I've helped you guys before. I'm going to tell you something right now. You can believe me or not. Because I was wrong about Sully. We cleared that up. I was wrong about some stuff about Sully. The shit she was saying about me and that Reddit shit, no, I wasn't wrong about it. It's one and done. But what I'm not wrong about is the shit that they put me through. Sully believes that I was kicked out of support. No, I left on my own. They fucking didn't like it. They had no clue that I was going to leave. I just one day I'm going, fuck you, Darlie's innocent, blah, blah, the same way I support. And the next day I was just like, I can't support this anymore. As soon as I started having doubts, serious doubts, I said, I just can't do this. I can't. And my doubt came mostly from Mama Darlie telling me lies behind the scenes. She'd say one thing behind the scenes and another thing in public. I was like, wow, there's something wrong there. I didn't want to pursue it. I didn't want to drag her for it. I didn't want to harass her for it. I just said, whoa. I said, I'm not going to, I can't support this. I just don't think she's innocent and I can't support this. So I'm turning this group over to David Moffat. David Moffat was in love with her. He is a convicted internet terrorist and I brought him down on that. I helped with that. Look him up, David Moffat, Mount Iron, Minnesota. Another one that was fucking with me because of Darlie. I found a post of him and said, I just can't wait till she's free and we can go and look into each other's eyes and run off into the fields and I can just brush her hair. He swore him down. It wasn't him. So here's the bottom line. I am able to debate this case with a supporter, and it'd be interesting for everybody to see. But if that supporter steps out of line and gets personal with me, you're done. You're done. I'm going to tell you guys something else. Do not trust Kathy Ramsey. Do not trust Kathy Ramsey. Here's a woman who claims that she knows Darlie well enough to get up on a panel and tell you how she was with Devin and Damon and how she did this and how she did that. Supposed to be her friend. Supposed to be her friend for 50 years. Didn't show up at the funeral. Didn't show up at the hospital. Didn't show up at court. Didn't show up at the prison. Never went to see her. You know why she never went to see her and never did all that? You know why she told me? Because she couldn't get off work. She lived in Lubbock. It's a little bit of a travel. But she couldn't get off of work. Yeah. And I said, well, what kind of fucking job would make you stay? When you got your friend, your good friend, her two kids were killed, and that job told you couldn't go be with her, I would have got another job. But I guess Kathy had priorities. Her job was setting up in grocery stores and demonstrating food. That was more important to her than her, quote, friend. And I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to give you guys bits of information through the way. I'm going to tell you now, Kathy and Diana, and you can believe me if you want to or not, I've got proof. Kathy and Diana were actively telling Rich what to send me. Oh, yeah, but they both were. Both of them. They both hated Sully so fucking much that they were trying to use me to go after her, and they thought that my videos on her were fucking hilarious. Now, you can believe me if you want, or you cannot. But remember, I was the one that told you guys that Rich Prater wasn't a PI, and you didn't believe me. You believed him. I'll tell you this. Let's say somebody comes to me and they plan on, I'm gonna go down there and I'm gonna harm this person, Darla Key. I would tell you, I don't want you to be hurt. I only want you to be held accountable for the things that you say on social media. And once you understand that, maybe you'll stop doing it. Then else TikToks have slowed down because we've been able to catch her in lies. Every time she makes a TikTok, we catch her in a lie. Don't do that. That's all we're saying. Don't do that. Have your ducks in a row. And here's the thing. If you can't convince me, this ex-convicted, redneck, fat-ass, diabetic, bad back, misogynist, woman-hating motherfucker, like you call me, but you can't convince me that she's innocent. You can't show me that she's innocent. And if you do, I'll be the first to say it. I'll be happy for you. I'll be happy for Darlie. I'd be happy for Devin and Damon because now we know the truth. I'd be happy about it. Would I remove my channel? No. My channel is perfectly accurate. If they were to exonerate her, if they ever are to exonerate her, it's going to be on stuff that us non-supporters did not know. And if we didn't know it, then we can't show it. I hope they find what they want. Diana said, oh, he keeps saying, I hope you find one thing. What I switched to the support side? No. These are people with feelings. This is a victim. Get that through your head, Diana. This is a victim. So is Dana and Danelle. But victims doesn't mean you can come out here and say whatever you want to somebody. It's just like, let's say you're autistic and you keep committing crimes. You can't say, well, he's autistic. That doesn't work. You're responsible for your behavior, even if you're a victim or not. But these people are victims. I feel sorry for her. I feel sorry for Darlie Key. Look at that face. I feel sorry for them. But not sorry enough to let them get away with lying. Justice for Devin and Damon. Keep following me, y'all. There's more to come.